Okay. And we're back. And we're back. Sorry about that, everybody, but I just decided things just decided not to work there, and so I had to go fix them. So anyhow, hopefully it'll be better now. And sorry about that. Okay, so we're just going to switch over to scope for a moment, and I'm just having a look over the board, and I'm just going to have a quick gawk to see if there's any. I'm going to have a quick gawk to see if there's any really badly corroded pins. And if there is, we might take a look at them. I did think I found one over here, but let's just have a look. Yeah, I thought I might have found something here, but then I did the continuity check on it. It seems good. This one also I was kind of somewhat concerned about, but again, I think it actually came up good. Um, I'm just checking to see where my fine tip, where my fine tip probes are. Like I swear, I tidy up this desk every so often, and then I lose my. They're probably over here actually. Yeah, they are. All right, so I've got my fine tip probes, and that way I can just check to see if there's any real continuity problems from corrosion. Yeah. So like, for instance, here's like there's a couple of weird pins, right? So let's just check them. Then we would go on this guy, and then where we would be expecting to not get continuity would be like say from the end of this pin to the top of this pin. But we do, and it's similar here. Yeah, so that corrosion is not causing any problems there. A little bit of corrosion there, very obvious from the scope. Again, just not significant enough to cause problems. So even the areas where there is like some obvious sort of, yeah, it looks okay, kinda, yeah. Thanks for coming back. I just like I said, I got this new camera, and we'll say that does look a little off. Hmm. I mean, I very much doubt that's the problem, but it's just it's not terribly well put on. What is that? It looks like RAM. You can almost tell these days, all these 90s consoles. All right, so let's just keep looking around. I'm going to put this back. I want to have just a quick look at this, and we might move on to another console after this. So, uh, because the CD drive that was in this actually isn't bad. So I have another console that does have a bad CD drive, but may have less issues on the other end with the motherboard, and we can maybe see what's going on there. So, all right. Now let's just go to the main Sega IC just for a second. I just want to get some light on that. And we're just going to light up this guy a little bit. I just want to see. I feel like, okay, so if I do this, it should definitely. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting, but not to the pad. Interesting. So that actually this one does okay, let me just clean this for a second. All right, let me just see. Uh, oh, sorry. So I'm not all, to be honest with you, I'm not all that worried about that one, but it's just a little bit it's almost like a chemical got onto it. So let me just see again. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I very much doubt it would cause the IC not to boot. I'm not sure what the Sega IC does, but I could look it up. Okay, what about this guy? Pretty sure he's not gonna. Oh, no, actually, he might. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of same again, but I just don't like the look of it, you know? Yeah, it's just a gunk. It's just a gunk. It's not really an issue, I don't think, but but it's kind of just gives you these kind of red herring kind of things. Um, okay, so yeah, and again, just similar kind of similar kind of things. Ooh, look at that one. Now that does look particularly bad. That actually looks rusted. That doesn't look like gunk. This is going to be tricky to get in at actually. Hmm. I guess it's conducting gunk. Yeah, look at it. Whatever it is, it's not all that damaging. So again, just not sure exactly what that is, but it's not again, nothing crazy. Have a look at some more chips here. Ooh, what's that? More junk. More junk here. Again, I don't think that that's it's going to cause any problems. Sorry, I'm just switching it around here. Okay. Adapters. Yeah, so I don't see anything crazy here. I'm just going to go over to this chip over here, corner. Again, it's I think you were right, Chad, in the beginning. You said that there's some what's likely moisture damage, but not water damage. So I don't think we have an actual water damage unit, but it certainly has had some moisture come into it. And so, and that was that chip I think I was looking at earlier that I was worried about. Okay, now let's just have a look at these chips. Again, crazy. And the reason I'm just examining the board is because I actually seem to have good voltages generally where around the board, and so now I'm just kind of thinking through if there's any other obvious damage to the board. I want to just take a quick look at this here. This is this an FNC? 178 SUV, okay. Right, that's not the part number that I had, but that's, what is that? That is, sorry, C301. Okay, sorry, I want to just look at the back of this here. Q301, yeah, okay. That is Q301, which is a pretty key piece. And then we're just going to go up to the back. Now, I'm way too close now at this point, so I'm going to go back up. All right. Okay. Okay, so we did that. Yeah, so that's Q301. So that was replaced. And then the voltage regulator was replaced. And there's Q302 as well. All right, we can test this anyway. Now, can we test this here while we're in circuit though? And while the unit is, let's see what we can, I'm not sure what we can do while it's plugged in. Let me just go back to my okay, that's a scope view. I think what I want to do is I just want to go back to the overhead for a second. Okay, so our overhead, or rather our capture card is still working, which is good. And I think I may be able to bring this under the scope, and we can actually read values under the scope now. So okay, so there we go. No LED. Let me just close the leaf spring. Sorry, I just want to just check. Yeah, nothing out of the LED. Now the LED light comes on out of one of the ICs. So like the LED, I think kind of is sign of life for the for some of the ICs on this unit. So okay, so we know the fuse is good. There's Q301. Let's just let me just, sorry. Yeah, chat, and someone definitely did do some work on this, you know, I mean, it's without a doubt. Okay, so yeah, I just want to bring up the Okay. Right, 1 second. I just want to make sure. Just have a quick look here. Okay, I'm just gonna have a quick look at the board here. The collector. So that means the base is where? BL. So base is to the left. The emitter's on the right, the collector's in the middle. Okay. BL, base is on the left, collector's in the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this on and we'll have a look. We'll see, can we measure? Okay, so what we should be, where did I put this thing? All right, oh, there we go. So base is on the left, collector should be in the middle. So let's just go to the scope for a second. All right, so you should be able to see. So basically, the way that this console works is you get 9 volt in on the. I'm just looking here at the Retro 6 wiki, and you get 9 volt in on the DC jack. Goes through the choke and the fuse, and then it goes through Q301, which is this transistor, and it goes out to collector at 5 volts. Right, so. But, oh, I see. But that will go to collector once the base is pulled over by a second NPN transistor, which is Q302. So the collector should have 5 volts out. And the collector is the middle pin here. All right, so let's just. Oh, sorry, I'm on continuity mode here. That's not what I want. All right, let's just go here. Oh, sorry, I don't have the. Oh, there's the. Oh my God, there's the. Well, so much for that test I was doing because I was trying to press the leaf switch. Let me see what look here. All right, I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. No LED, no nothing. But either way, this thing doesn't go back to blue anymore, which is great. So I think great. So it's not going back to blue anymore. That's okay. Let's just test it and see. We might move on to another console then, just so we don't waste the whole night on this one. All right, let me just test the voltage in. Whoop. 899. All right, now let's test collector, sorry, base collector. .8. Okay. So that is wrong. 2.5, 2.8, 5, 2.8, and what about these two? Oh, 5.3 out of that. Okay. Wait a second. No, so that is correct. Yeah, so we have 5.3 out of the collector. Sorry, you can't see that. I just want to move it back to the scope here. So we have 5.3 out of the collector. Yeah, so there's 5.3 out of that. So there's 8.2, 8.98. Hmm. Yeah, minus 0.7 across that. But it is emitting 5 volts out of the collector. Now, let's go over here. Sorry, let's just hit the... And then we've got a voltage regulator over here. Just one sec. All right, so that says 5.3. So I'm just measuring this SVCC. That says 5.3. So now that says that most of that, okay. Okay. Power circuit, power circuit. All right, so I'm just going to take a look here. Okay. Okay. So now I just need to go over to the schematics, I think. Forward scans. Yeah, it's an old, this is a different one. Okay, so hmm. This one's going to take longer to fix, I think. We're going to have to spend more time on this one because it looks to me like the voltage regulator, the 5 volt, um, yeah, the 5 volt voltage regulator and everything seem to work. So tracing this further, It's going to require more work than I can probably do tonight. So, yeah, where does it go out of the 5-volt regulator? Where does it go to then? Well, let's take a look here for a second. Right, so, this back in here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all these little screws back in here, but I'm going to leave the drive out because we're going to take a look at another one I think that has maybe again bad power, but or bad. Thing is, like, this person definitely did a a half decent job of trying to replace the bits in this, because no power fuse replaced, likely water damage. Okay, well, let's go back. This one is definitely. I just don't have time to put this on a scope. Right. Right. So what was it? It doesn't want fuse. Fuse changed. Q301 changed. What is this? This is an SNA, so this is probably similar. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So this one, again, it says fuse changed. Oh, that's exactly what. Sorry, let me get a piece of paper. Doesn't power on. Fuse changed. Q301 transistor changed. So this one is another one. All right, let's see what we can do with this one. Because that one, being as it was definitely more water damaged, I just, we might not get joy out of that one tonight. And that would be a shame. So this one's an SNA, this is Sony. Don't even know if the drive is good on this one or not, but let's just see. I have another drive over there with the ribbon and everything. The Sonys tend to have these ribbon-based drives, so, or the drives with the ribbons on them, so we'll do that. All right. Okay. Yep, they do. This one is one with the ribbon drive on it. Okay, so go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So I can have them all actually. Oh, sorry, I bopped my head off of the thing. All right, so I'm gonna put this over here. All right, so this is identical. Another identical. Sorry, now. Identical again. Unit. And definitely in better condition. All right, let's have a look with this. Let's see what. Let's just let's see what we get. All right. Oh dear. Now, of course, what's happened now is I think I've lost my Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, long story short, I don't absolutely need that. Like it's definitely not getting any power, so I don't need to really see the. I don't really need to see the screen, but it's not working again. The thing's not working again. Now that's going to be a shame if we do get the LED to come on, but we're not there. If we can get the LED to come on, then we can maybe start tackling the... Yeah, if we can get the LED to come on, we'll start tackling. We'll go to the next level, which is, you know, the getting to figuring out where my capture card's not working. Okay, so let's just take that power cable out. All right, so okay, so 1, 2. Did I lose a screw? There's a third screw. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, so let's just leave that over there. Okay, now what are we looking at? This might have been recapped. Maybe. Fresh looking capacitors. Doesn't power on, fuse changed, Q1 transistor changed. Well, if you change the transistor, it doesn't look like it. But that looks like the original transistor for Q301. I can just tell by looking at it, it's quite small. It's not as big as the other ones. So, you know, that it's not a giveaway, but it's definitely a question mark because that's a small little thing. So let's get this board up, which means we're going to have to just take some more screws. Are all these screws the same? I just like wonder if they all are the same. They all kind of look the same, to be honest. It's great if they are. All right, so it could be that this person thought that the Q301 was changed. It might not have actually been. Or it could be, you know, some other issue. All right, so let's just kill the... All right, and we'll put you over there on top of that so we know which one you're from. And then we're going to take that screw and put it over here. We'll take that screw and put it over here. All the screws are the same, it would appear. Okay, and then we're going to take this and put it over here. We'll just leave it on the car. All right, now, so next protocol is to start testing the diode. All right, well, I can tell you right now, it looks a little bit different than our other one. So let's just have a quick look. Scope. Looks a little bit different than our other one that we just took off the bench. This has been clipped out. So definitely the voltage regulator's been replaced. But as I said, over here, which is fuse land, there's a fuse. So we'll check the fuse in a second. I'll be honest with you, that fuse does look a little crispy, but you know, that could be just thing. Now, now you see where it says R304 right there, right? That is Q301. It's you know, it's pointing at the resistors here, and that's why R304 is there. But that's actually those are actually the pins for Q301, which is the transistor. And I can tell you right now that's not been replaced. So the voltage regulator was replaced, but not the... This guy says Q301 transistor changed, and that's not correct. Fuse changed, and that... So, okay. So, might we get lucky here and be in a state where the transistor is dead and they never changed it out? I mean, that's possible. And if that would happen, then we'd be on to just debugging the CD drive. But it looks like they did change out the voltage regulator. All right, let's continuity test the fuse. All right, that's a good fuse. So step 2, let's power on the unit and let's test the second now. Now, by the way, sometimes these short out on the metal underneath the board, so sometimes you take them out, they actually work. All right, so nothing there. Just make sure that this is powered on. Yes, it is. All right. All right, let's measure input. I mean, we know what we're going to get here pretty much. Right, so let me just put that on the thing so you can see it. Okay, let's just move the. All right, so let's test. What do we want to test? Yeah, let's just test 9 volts on input. What? Well, that's 12 volts. Huh. Well, something's wrong here. All right, let's test Q301. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's just a little bit jumpy here. And that's my fault. It's just I'm trying to get it all right. Okay. Nope. Oh. Well, we definitely have something going on. What about the two of them together? It's like, so, well, yeah, so this transistor's gone. So it's saying 0.3 volts out of the collector when it should be 5 volts. So that's busted. And then out of here, what do we got? Well, we can just, I mean, we can just do the same thing. We can just put a ground on the fuse. Let me just test SVCC. 0.3 volts, yeah. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so we need to get that transistor off and put in a new transistor. Okay, let's do that. All right, let's see, we fixed this one tonight. Now, if we do manage to, there's a lot of stuff up here. One second. Now, good news is I've got 2 CD drives right here, so that'll be good. I'm just going to do the sucker part first, and then we'll do the. Okay, so we'll do the vacuum removal piece first, and then after that we'll do the soldering. Okay, so you can see here I've got my sensor temp thing. We will just get some. All right, that's warming up now. Okay, so I'm actually going to leave it on the console just because it's nice and steady right now. It won't affect anything. Where's my little right. Oh, I'm in the wrong area to get this off. Sorry. Yeah, so that transistor was not changed, which is unusual, to say the least. Unless it was mislabeled, but given that it was marked as broken, and then you're saying that you changed this out. Oh, crispy from the rosin flux, the fuse back there. Yeah, probably you're right. All right, so 1 second here. Sorry, I'm just going to get the right. All right, so we got some good stuff here. All right, so we're just going to get in there. Just going to get in. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. I would say that that is probably just going to pop out. Let me just so there. Sorry, we're just going to down the thing here. Where is it? There it is. Q301. And yeah, it might come out. Let's see. Nope. Well, I mean, suppose. Well, hang on. So I'm just kind of because I do think that it's there. You go. Yeah, it did come out. It was just I didn't damage anything or well, I believe I did. Yeah, I didn't damage anything, but that is blown. So let's just take a quick look here. Right, so there's our transistor. This transistor is quite small. I don't want to say it's weak, but it's really really a small chip. And if you compare it with the one I'm going to put back into it, you'll see that there's quite a difference in size. The replacements, I mean, I think the replacements are better, but look at it. I mean, look at the difference. I mean, I don't, from a rating perspective, I think these are quite heftier. So there you go. Big brother, little brother. Um, oh dear. Did that just pull out the via? Oh no, that's not good, is it? So that was my fault. So I did screw up. Well, that's great. I did something wrong. All right, so let me just hmm. Look, well, I'm just not sure what I did wrong here. But I did, yeah, it looks like I did pull out something here. Looks like I might have pulled out the via for the collector. I'm not sure. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that Yeah. You see what I did here? I'm pretty sure this didn't ship with it. But also when this blew, it could have just fused it to here, you know? So that's unfortunate, but it just means that, well, that is unfortunate. I think I'm going to try and put it in anyway because I think I haven't taken the pads off the other end, and that's where I believe the thing will be. But that is still a shame. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a bit of a shame there because getting that off is not going to be easy. Yeah, getting that off is not going to be easy. Let me just see if I can try and get it off. I honestly don't know the value of getting it off at this point, to be honest. See if I put that on I'll burn myself if I put it on the, okay, so, okay, so, all right, so there we go. It's off the leg. Yeah, I don't know the value of putting that back, to be honest. Um, but I also don't know that there's any harm in trying to put it back, you know. I think a way to try this would be maybe to put it on the tip of the well, let's make sure we have the orientation right first. Like which is the, yeah, that's definitely the solar end. Okay, so then what I would do is, okay, so this is what I've done now, right? I've just put it on the end of my probe, and that was a bad idea. Oh, so it seems like it's quite, okay, one sec. So like I said, I don't know that this is a needed piece. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so it is the via. Oh, whoops. So if we, I mean, it's just a piece of copper, really, you know. Actually, never pulled a via out before, believe it or not. It's the first time for everything. Yeah, I've never pulled a via out. So that is, look, by the way, I mean, I'm just probably wasting time here because I don't know that this is really all that important, but, um, But I think what I can do is, I think I'll just leave it for now, frankly. I just don't know if it's that important. Um, yeah, I think you're right. I don't think I need to worry about it. Um, just give me 1 second. I just want to just check. Well, what is the code on this again? Obviously, so this is F9Z24N. 1 second. F9Z24N. Sorry, I was checking the data sheet for this thing. I just want to see which is emitter collector. Data sheet. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to figure out which is emitter collector. Okay, when you're looking at it, one. Collector is number two. Yeah. When you're looking at it, emitter is three. Okay, so the emitter is on the right here. So the emitter is on this side. And on the board, if you look at it, all right, so that would mean it goes in this way. Okay, like that. All right, so let's turn it over. And where is our, over here. Here she goes. All right, so now we're going to have to switch off the, sorry, I'm going to switch off the actual, I do have to say that I put two CRTs on my bench, you know, and I wonder, am I starting to regret that now a little bit? Because I might be starting to like run out of space here. And it's going to be a bit of a problem. All right. On. Okay, so that's been switched on. We need some flux. We need some flux, which we will put on. I don't know where. Here we go. A little bit more than that. Okay. And definitely going to need some. Okay, there's my. This is interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the. There it is. Just got to get my Stanol. Stanol solder here. Oops. There we go. All right. Tips at temp. Tip is clear. maybe more. Right. Need a bit more flux. All right. A bit more flux. And a bit more solder, I think. Okay. Okay. I think that actually looks reasonably good. Yeah, it's good connection. All right, so we're going to come in now. Let's clip the legs. And this is where I knew that this wasn't replaced, right? Because obviously, if you're replacing these things, you've got to clip the legs off. And these legs were definitely factory legs. So that's how I knew. Not only that, because, I mean, obviously I knew because the unit itself, or sorry, the chip itself, the transistor was the tiny small one that ships with the Mega Drive. So, okay, so now we're going to put this on top. The vacuum desoldering unit. All right, and now we're going to have to do a little bit of playing around, right? Because where we're at is that the transistor now has been replaced, and so that should bode well for power going to the board, but it doesn't mean that the unit's fixed. And unfortunately, because my capture card isn't working correctly, even if it does switch on, I don't think we're going to see it on the screen, at least not initially. But let's just go back to the overhead and let's see, do we have an LED? I think that would be a good start. And you should get an LED even, I think even if you don't have the lid closed. So let's just check. Okay. So let me just do the other side of it. Okay. So still no LED. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back and let's measure the. Let's go back and let's measure the transistor. Okay, so we'll go back and we'll measure the transistor where it was at, which was back up here somewhere. And if these don't work, we're going to have to get them on the scope. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now let's see. Let's see if we've got 5 volts out of the let's see if we've got 5 volts out of the collector on that transistor now. Because then the problem must be somewhere else. Okay, so we'll check for 5 volts. We're going to put on ground of the fuse. Ooh dear. Ooh dear. Did we blow a fuse now? Because now we don't have anything. Okay, something is happening here. 1 second. So strange. So now, okay, let me think about this for a second. I'll plug this out. Something's shorted. What is it? Huh. All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see. Okay, so something is shorted. So we're going to have to look at the schematics, I think. All right. Let me just find the. Okay, let's go. Retro 6 Wiki. Here in schematics, we're going to have to go into. I think we're just going to have to go into Firefox here and see what's going on. So let's go to Sega Mega CD. Time is at 9:30. Okay. Sega Mega CD2 schematics. Mega CD2 schematic. I think it's this one we want. Yeah, that's too small. We need the service manual PDF. There we go. Okay. Okay. These are all the tests, which would be cool. There we go. All right. There's Q302 right here. Go 400%. It's going to be hard to see one way or another. It's unfortunately these schematics, I don't think they really got a better scan of them than this. There, I know where the power section is though, so I kind of know where to zoom in. So there's Q302. There's Q301 up here. Okay. All right. Now go over here. Okay. Just gonna open another window here and open up another schematic. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna check some stuff here on the schematic in the other window, and I'll come back in 1 minute. Let's see what's going on here. Not sure why this would. Why is it drawing 14 volts? I guess if it's not pulling current at all. Let me see if that fuse is open now. Let me just see if that fuse just blew. Suck. Something else is shorted. No, the fuse didn't blow. Okay, and that transistor doesn't look to be shorted. Oh no. Oh, is Q302 shorted? Uh-oh. I don't know if I have any Q302s. Give me a second. Oh dear. Uh, just check something here. Okay, so Q302 is blown on this board, so we're gonna have to pull that off. Oh, okay. Okay, so Q302 is reading short on all three pins, which I'm fairly confident that is blown. Um, yeah, so Q301 I just replaced. It looks good. Um, but Q302 now has a short. Try this schematic. Wow, this is a big schematic, whatever you sent me. Oh my God, where did you find this? What? What? Where did you find that? That's insane. Um, that is freaking way better. Okay, so I totally that was BS for me. I guess where I was saying that like this is they didn't have a different higher scan resolution scan because that's exactly what I was looking for. Um, and this is way better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, thank you because that one was look how bad it was. How did you find an A3 scan of this? All the scans on the interwebs that I looked at are basically every link that I see is like not this one. So you went and you're getting it from archive.org. So every other one is total trash. Yeah, so there you go. Q03. Um, and then Q302 is outbound to a diode, which I mean, I guess the diode could be so either. Oh, they're different manuals. Okay. Mega CD. Okay. So there's a couple of caps there as well. C302, C303, the Sega CD2, which is what I'm working on. So Q203, the collector goes to diode D302, which is probably over here somewhere. Uh, or it might be on the other side of the board, actually. D301. Okay, D301. This whole power section is just a whole ball of wax. All right. Um, but it appears to me that the fuse and it goes to D301. I was just surprised that like, let me just pull the power again, which is very unusual that. Okay. Let me just let me just check the power again on this okay. Technically not different other than the name. Yeah, well it's a big difference in terms of the just all right, so here's your now what's happening? Oh, sorry, that's continuity mode. All right. Yeah, so 1352 at the DC jack, which I just don't think is drawing current. And so then if we're over here at these two, 13.51 on those two, and 1351, then nothing out. And then, sorry, let me just, and then on these, 12.79, 13.53, and 13.53. So it's just like, it's just kind of, I don't know what. And then outbound to this, VCC for the voltage regulators, like so 10 volts. So nothing coming under the voltage regulator. So I think that I think Q302 might be gone, or something downstream if Q302 is gone. So let's just quickly just take a look at the other side here. Now, let's just, because I had some questions about, like, has this been recapped? These all look like new caps. And I say that because the other board that I have, well, maybe I could be wrong. Actually, maybe this board, maybe the board that I was working on was recapped. And this because the other board I have is all black caps, and then this one's all blue caps. And then I just don't know which. I've worked on enough of these boards to know what's the default. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just take a look at a board scan, maybe. Uh, Sega, Mega, Sega CD Model 2 board scan. Okay. Sega Model 2, no power. Looks like blue. No, black. Let me see. More scans. Retro 6, blue. Yeah, Retro 6. Okay, so let's just have a quick look. Well, it's kind of a mix. Let me just go to Firefox view and you'll see what I mean. It's kind of a mix with the Retro 6 one. Actually, this maybe he recapped this. I don't know. Well, why would you? I don't know. They all look different. So let's just go to the other side here. So there's Q301. Where's D? It's ferrite bead. Yeah, so actually, you know what? This does look right. Yeah, so that kind of dark navy color. But this is a different board. This is a what is this? A Funai board or a Sony board? Made in Japan. Doesn't, let me see on the back, does it say? Doesn't say. Yeah, it's a different. So it's the board scan. Oh, that's the Q302's data sheet. Let's have a quick look at that. Sanyo. Collector meter saturation, yada yada yada. Collector. Okay, so the collector is the pin out there. So that one is supposed to pull the Q301 down to 5 volts so that I can go to the voltage regulator. So, sorry. Current. Okay. All right. So that definitely shouldn't be shorted out. What I need though is I need another board. I need a board that looks different than the one I've got here. My board has a giant Sega chip near. Yeah, actually, it's more like this one. There it is. That's what my one looks like. Yeah. Okay. This is my board. Yeah. Um, mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I just wanted to see where the, sorry, I'm trying to see where the diode is. Okay. Where's D301? It's supposed to be outbound to the Q203. So it's probably on the other side. Okay. I don't see it here either, so let me just switch it back. Okay, let me just switch quickly back. Let me just check where's Q301 is. Okay, so if it was anywhere, it would be around here somewhere, but it's not there. D301. I don't think this has been recapped. Kind of sketchy wetchy about that. I don't think it's been recapped. But now I know. Now I know I need to go and get more of these Q302 transistors or amplifiers because I did not realize that they could that they were a culprit and they would blow. So that's a pain. Um, okay, there's a regulator. R301, R304, Q302, base emitter collector. Yeah, I see it there. Oh, there it is. D301. Oh, it's this guy. It's this guy. Huh. All right. So it's this guy right here. Now, let me just see. Sorry, I'm just trying to see. Okay. Okay. Okay, that diode looks good. So I think it's just this guy. Um, just don't know now if I'm going to be able to get him off the board with. Let me see. I might be able to get him off the board with the vacuum thing I've got. Let me just give it a quick go. If not, we'll go with the. If not, we'll just go with the regular solder wick approach. But um, or at least I can get most of the stuff off the board here. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, there's an additional information thing here. Yeah, this is good. Thank you for this. I was looking at this on my phone earlier today. Don't know where it's really at. My God, the size of these documents. Where are you finding this stuff? This is like what I need. Are you like on? Okay, you've shown me in the past that your Google is better than mine, but this is pretty cool because trying to look at these and the size of them is pretty crazy. So So you're getting this on archive.org, which is, I mean, I don't know why this stuff just isn't the default download because it's so much better, you know. But whatever I'm using is like quite not this. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay, that's temp. All right, let's see what we get. I'm just going to see, can I clean this up a little bit? Definitely clean up the pad somewhat. Okay, let's just see if I can get this guy off the board. Yeah, well, I didn't think I was going to lift it off. I just thought I would be able to clean it up a little bit. But that's pretty good, though. All right, just give me 1 second. Get a little bit more. Sorry. No, I don't. I'm pretty sure I don't have Q302s. And when I was ordering a mouser the other day, it would have been a mistake on my end not get these. This one is 110% shorted out. Um, and once I remove this from the circuit, we might be able to actually just measure the yeah, okay. All right, that's good. Let me just turn this one off now, and then we're gonna take it off with the iron. That would have probably been cleaner. I could have just taken that off with the iron to begin with, to be honest. But, you know, just trying stuff out. See what we can do. Definitely. So once we heat up those legs, it's probably going to just, I've got like a little pincers here and we can just probably take it off like this. So I can probably just, whoop, oh, better be careful. Don't want to break that too. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe not use that. That's a little bit too sharp. Um, anyhow, yeah, that's very good. That document you send. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna harvest it from the other Sega CD. That's a good. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Once I find, or once I that other Sega CD is right here on the bench, actually, ready for harvesting. So, get the there it is. Like that, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna push it off. All right, so yeah, so this is a pretty bad one. Now, once I remove this short, I'll probably hopefully it'll stop drawing 14 volts from the because it'll be open now. It'll probably hopefully it'll stop drawing 14 volts, or basically it'll stop the open circuit or the short circuit, and I'll be actually able to maybe even fix this thing. Let's see. Gotta fix this first. Give it a little bit of solder just so that it's able to kind of mix in. All right, my temp. Let's see if we can get this thing off the board without damaging anything else. Come on. Come on. The outer leg should get to temp as well. There we go. All right. So we just got that one. Put that board over here. Obviously, I don't want to, if the other one goes flying like that and it doesn't land on the microscope board, that's not going to be fun. So here's our donor, and I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit. Now, while I'm doing that, let's take the other one that went flying and let's put it over here in the junk pile. And let's try and not push this one too hard. We do want to move it to the other board. I think I might have pushed it too hard, and that's what happened. Come on, come on. I almost had it. Come on. Arr. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah. Get up. Get off. Oh, did I damage it? Oh. Sorry, Nat. No, I shouldn't have damaged it. Now, it's a bad board. This is a good board. All right. Did we lose a leg? No, I didn't. It's a little bit kind of sketchy looking, but it's okay. Okay. Well, yeah, obviously it would be better if I just cleaned off this solder, which is probably what I should do. All right, let's do that. All right, so what do you think, chat? Is this going to Is this going to fix the Sega CD? It would be so cool if we can get the Sega CD to work tonight. That's my goal here. So if this boots, or rather, if this works, what we'll see is we'll see the BIOS screen. At which point we can then move to fixing the CD. Sorry. So if we can fix the power issue on this board, then it's just we basically just move on to fixing the other issues at that point. Okay. Now we're just gonna go down here. Okay, so a little bit of solder. Okay. Now let's check this work. Right. Not my best, not my worst. Yeah, that will work, friends. That will work. That will work. All right, now let's see that we still have a short, which would be unusual because I did check the diode downstream of this. Yeah, we're not shorted anymore. Okay. All right, so what does that mean? It means that, well, we've replaced Q01 and Q02. Let's put this back up on the rack, this iron. We've replaced now Q301 and Q302. Whoops. What is this? Sorry, that is a whole different thing. We've replaced Q301 and Q302 on this board now, which is both transistors. So this is a little bit of a moment of truth because now I believe that my capture card has broken down. So that's okay. My capture card has broken down. So it's unlikely that my capture card is going to capture this console working if it is working. So we're just going to have to go back to game. Oh well, no, we'll just go back to the overhead for a second. All right. So at the very least, let's let you see if the LED comes on. Now the LED I think will come on even if the leaf switch for the. Oh, well, you know what? It won't come on because look what just happened. Sorry, you won't see that. The LED just came off, so we're gonna have to fix that before we do anything because, well, yeah. Oh, that's a shame. All right, so let's go fix that. Gotta go fix that while we're waiting. And I just switched off the thing. So it's interesting now. Anode, cathode. That's a shame. That's a shame, shame, shame. Actually, it looks to me like this was taken off before. So I'm gonna just get my little. Oh boy. I want to get good old. That's too small. Yeah, this is too small for any of this. So probably what we're going to do is just I can actually probably just pull this off. Well, there we go. I just did it. So all right. So we're just going to boot back. I just got to get the we'll just do this again. All right. I'll take off a little bit of the. I'll take off a little bit of the wire because I don't want it to be that long. Although at the same time, I don't know how much I have left. So let's just solder it on and see what happens. All right. And while we're doing that, let's just see. Yeah, it's a shame that this thing is broken now. Okay, so I'm back to temperature now. I'm going to go to scope. So you can see, even though this is quite a simple job, just show you what we're doing. It does look like this was soldered before, so, or, it was repaired before, so that's probably why it came off. It wasn't actually soldered on right. So just get a little bit of juice. And frankly, if the red wire wasn't done right, then the black one probably wasn't done right either. So let's just do both. Let me just add a little bit more solder to that. We're off. I think that's better. All right, back to the overhead. Okay, so now back with the back once again with the Renegade Master. Um, and yeah, so we're being a little bit scrappy here. Okay, so see 1 second here now. Okay, so we're almost there as regards the checking. I just need to turn off the air conditioning here because it's gotten too hot or too cold. All right. Also, the air conditioning is kind of noisy. So. Now, I turned up my microphone actually this time. Okay, now, unfortunately, if this works, I'm probably going to have to. If this works, I'm probably going to have to restart the stream because I won't be able to see the BIOS on the screen if it actually does boot up. But you know what? Let's worry about that after we know that we have a working BIOS. So or a working console. So here we go. I'm switching it on, and hopefully we'll see an LED, and that will mean something's worked. Nope. Okay, let's hit the leaf switch. Huh. Nope. Nothing. No LED. Not that I can tell anyway. Let me just make sure that it's yeah, no LED. Okay, let's measure voltages. Let's measure voltages. Is it still on? Let's measure voltages. All right. So it looks like I'm having no luck tonight, folks. If this doesn't work, I might just call it a night. That's a shame. But let's see what we got. Okay, so let's measure some voltages. Now you probably can see on the other little mini screen what's going on. Okay, so what do we have at the jack? At the jack we have 13 volts again. Why is it pulling like there's no, why is it pulling like there's an open circuit? Okay, just want to see what's there. Nothing on the collector. Um, Let me see if this is shorting again. Oh, now that it's in circuit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Uh, okay, 1 second. So what's happening? Hmm. I should have tested it with that Q302 out to see if I was, well, actually I wouldn't have gotten, because that's supposed to pull down or Q301. 30 volts, no, 13 volts, 13 volts. So they're like, it's measuring 13 volts out of the wall connector, which is due to the fact that there's no load. There's no load on the, because you know the 9 volt, that 9 volt unit is, that 9 volt wall wart puts out more than that, but then it pulls it down when there's a load to 9 volts. So, or well, at least let me just check. Um, Sorry. Hmm. That's 872. What about this guy? Yeah, well, yeah, 1293. So this, so the genesis out of the wall is 13 volts. Um, And so then when it comes in here into this thing, it's just like straight off. Now, unless it's actually shorted in here, but I mean, I don't think that's, looking at it, I don't see anything in there. Just not sure why. So now, hmm. All right, let's think through this for a second. So as soon as I put this into the circuit, it pulls. So when it's switched off, Q302 is not shorted, and when it's switched on, it is. So to go a little deeper on this one, um, let's just have a look. So okay. Um, all right, let's see. So I don't know what's going on now at this point. Why would Q302? I just don't know enough about how this circuit works. Um, why would Q302 be shorted? Unless something downstream of it is shorted. Oh, I see. It's normal behavior. Okay, sorry. So I was just looking it up here. So it's not shorted across. So when it's switched on, it actually when it's being driven should work. Um, but mine was shorted when the board was off. So now it's not. Um, All right, so let's see. Let's switch this on and see what's going on. Let's measure all the voltages. Let's measure all the voltages. Okay, so I'm going to measure all these and then we might give up for the night if it's not going to work. And then I have to maybe get a scope on it. I don't know. All right, so what do we want to do? We want to measure all these freaking transistors. Right, we want to measure voltage, so there we go. All right, so what do we got coming in again to this thing? 1352, which is again expected. Um, Collector should be about the same. Let's see what the collector is on this thing. Collector's nothing. See, this is where things get kind of spooky. That's the emitter, I'm pretty sure. The emitter is at 13 volts. Okay, then the base, which is this should be the base. Should be, okay, nothing on the base, like literally nothing. Yeah, I'm going to check it, but it's all downstream of this, you know. Um, see the voltage drop across this. Let me just check this diode. I just feel like something weird is going on here. 9 volts across that diode. 2.2 here. Okay. Yeah, it's just a fuse. Okay, now we know when everything's working, we should be pulling 5 volts out of this. Um, all right, so let's go over to the what you were saying, this. So in on this should be, so it's 11 volts in, and then out, basically nothing. So that's the problem. There's no 5 volt out of here, but it's the problem is starting over, over in transistor land. So the issue is over here somewhere. Let's just test Q302. So its base should be the base. The base should be about 0.6, 0.7 volts. Ooh, well yeah, see the base is at 12 volts. So the base is at 12 volts. The emitter is at 13 volts. And then the collector is also at 13 volts. Okay. So so what is going on here? I think it's a Q301 problem then. think it might be a Q301 problem. So let's just see. Q301's emitter, 13 volts. Q301's collector, nothing. Q301's base, nothing. Okay. Okay. Let's see. C305 is pulling the voltage down too much. Yeah, you think the cap. Sorry, let me just switch it off now. Let me just pull this down for a second. Make sure that we've got the emitter. Second, it's not the emitter, it's the base. One sec. Yeah, C305. Well, something's pulling something down. I'll tell you that much. And I don't know what it is. Interesting. So, let's see, have I? Wait a second here. I just want to see if I installed this thing backwards. So the emitter's on the right. Let me just see what I did on the other one. One second. Yeah, the emitter's on the right. Yeah, emitter's on the right and the one that I fixed. And the emitter is on the, oh, hang on. Yeah, the emitter's on the right on this one too. The emitter's not on the right on this one though. This one that we were looking at. Is the emitter on the left on that one? Sorry, I'm just looking to see this. Did somebody install the diode on this one backwards? Uh, emitter collector? What? Oh, no, that's not collector. That's just C. Sorry, I don't know if you can see what I'm looking at here. Yeah, you can. This is the other board, Q301. It's the emitter collector. Emitter's on. Now, the way that this person has put this in is that the L7, let me just see here. I don't know. I'm actually not sure what they've done here. This is in freaking L78S. Let me just have a quick look at this. L78S 05CV 05CV integrated circuits obsolete. Well, I'm not worried about that. I just want to look at the data sheet. Um, so the left pin better be the emitter, or this was installed backwards on the other one. Now, my one I think is installed correctly, but yeah, the input. Uh, so I think that was installed backwards, which might be why Q302 was shorted on that. I wonder if I wonder if I move the transistor. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, left is input, middle is ground, right? Yeah. So on the board that we gave up on, this is installed backwards. Hmm. Okay. Which is, you know, a thing, right? But this one definitely isn't installed backwards. The one that this one. Yeah, that one's definitely installed backwards because the base is the input. Middle should be collector, yeah. Yeah, input ground. Yeah, okay. Input ground output, yeah. So the gauge drawing in 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's probably why that one is kind of sort of messed up. Um, we could turn that. So what would be interesting would be now to swap, put in a new transistor the right way into that one, and then uh, put back in the Q302 diode into that other board. That would be an interesting thing to do because I don't think I have any other Q302. Um, I don't think I have any other Q203 transistors. Like I have to use that one as a donor. Now the thing is that this one is kind of messed up though now, so I don't know what's going on with this one. Um, so this one is definitely something going on with it. Um, yeah, so the base of this one, let me just check this again. Yeah, okay. I just want to just test this again, right? I want to go and look in, where's my other, oh, yeah, that was that one. Okay, that's the outer package, right? Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for though. Um, okay, Shark with Google. Yeah, I'm looking for the other one though, which was a 7 something. No, Sanyo. Yeah, we already looked at that. Yeah, we've looked at all of these. Give me a second here. God, I can't spend too much longer at this, but give me a minute. All right. I just want to go to the other one for 1 second. Yeah, I don't need this anymore. Okay. Yeah, so this is my other one that I had. This one's installed. And this one, the left also should be the base. So let's just double check that. Just so we're not doing some weird stuff. So pin 1. Yeah. 2. Yeah, pin 1 is the gate. It's the base. Okay. All right, let's just check. Let's just do some final continuity checks, right? So, okay, let's just check. All right, let's just check the. Actually, no, just with power off, right? Let's just with power off. Let's just check some continuity here for a second. All right, so we need to check. I want to check the. Where's my fuse? There we go. All right. So let's just double check some things here. Let's just make sure that. Let's just make sure that that Q301 is connected properly. All right, so the emitter should be over here. All right. And it should be connected to fuse output power rail. Oh, oh, sorry. So emitter should be, yeah. Okay, that's good. So emitter fuse. Okay, 5 volts. So this, which is our collector, should be, yeah, input. I'm just putting it on the input to the okay, one sec now. I just want to just check something real quick. So 7805 regulator. What is the pin out on that? Just want to make sure. I just want to see if something is shorted to something else here. I just want to go through the basics for a minute. 7805 pin out. Input. All right. Okay, so the 7805 input. The input should be on the, yes, should be on the left. Input ground and then the output. Okay. Yeah, okay. Just trying to make sure that this thing is connected correctly. All right, let's just have a quick look. All right, so yeah, so this here is the input, and it should be connected to the collector. It should be connected to the collector of the thing. Okay. And then the base should be over here. Oh, sorry, the base should be over here. That should be going to okay, base. No continuity on the base. Why is that? Interesting. Why am I getting no continuity on the base? Let's go back to the so Q301. Okay. Well, that's weird. Yeah, the base of 301. The base of 301 should be going to the collector. You can see it there. It should be going to the collector through R303. 1 second here now. Yeah, so there's no continuity. Sorry, I just want to show you the schematic here. Crack in the board? Where are you seeing a crack? Hope not. Oh boy. If you're seeing a crack in the board and I did not see it, that would suck. That would ultra suck. Okay, let me clean it. Do you what crack are you seeing? Just dirt, yeah, yeah. That's okay. So what's happening is the if you look here, right, the base which is on the left here, that's the base of Q301 should go through R303 and then into Q3 into Q33 and then into the collector of Q301. So something is wrong here. All right, let's just do. All right, so here's the base. Okay, and then this. Okay, yeah, and then from here to here. Okay, that's right then. Okay, that's okay. Okay. Okay, let's keep looking here. What am I missing? What am I missing? What do I need to learn here? Okay, we're gonna call it a night soon. There's definitely something for me to learn here. What is it? Definitely gotta flip that other one around. Hmm. Just trying to think here. What is the deal? What is the deal? Okay. Okay. Something is. Let's just break this again. So the emitter. Let's just check this voltage again. Where's the connector here? I'm just going to check the voltages here again. It's not clear to me what is going on. All right. Okay. So let's just check the Q301 voltages. All right. So base. Base is negative 13 volts. Emitter is 0. Collector is 0. Definitely installed correctly. Okay, let me just check here again. One second here now. Okay. Okay, so I think the readings are correct now because I wasn't using the right ground to check it. So now that I've checked the right ground, I think, I think might be on the right track. No, 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 not AC, no, DC voltage. Um, okay, let's check where's the IC 301 again? Q301, IC 301. Okay, its VN is on Q01 301 collector. Yeah, okay, so collector of the transistor is going to VN on the regulator 13 volts. Maybe the regulator's hosed. Could that be? Maybe that's what's going on. Do I really need to replace all this stuff? Uh, let's see. Okay, 13 volts. Let's go have a look. So this is so that's in. Oh, oh, I think that's the issue. The regulator out. Regulator out is 2.8 volts. I think that is gone. That voltage regulator is gone. Okay. Backwards again. Yeah, that would be funny, wouldn't it? Actually, that would be hilarious if that was backwards. No, actually, you know what? It's not possible for that to be backwards because it's screwed into the heatsink. So no, they can't have screwed that one up. But I do think that that one is something going on. Okay, we might have to call it a night though soon. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. So IC301 is 2.8 volts out. So either there's a short on the power board or that's gone. Now it was replaced. So if it was replaced, so let's measure resistance to. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's measure the resistance of the output of the regulator to ground. See what the resistance is. Okay, so the output's here. 9 meg. Hmm, see that. Okay. I see no resistance. Okay, so, oh, sorry. Oops. Whoop. Whoop. Why am I not getting? Whoa. 3.1 meg. All right. Yeah, I just want to see now. So, yeah, definitely that IC301 is definitely not backwards. Um, doesn't mean it's good though. So either there's a shorted cap further up, um, or it's the regulator. Okay. What cap is out of that? You mentioned that earlier. What cap is out of the outbound of the reg? It's actually C303. It was C303. There's C302. That's after it in parallel. Okay, so look, it could be that one is it could be that that's actually bad. Let me just see. Let me just see something for a second now. So I think I might have been fooled by this other one. I think I might fit that back to the old board, but I'm going to pull out the. So I think I think this one has. I'm going to mark it. I think this one is bad. Bad regulator. Right. So the regulator is bad. Um, I think that that's what it is. So I have some paper. All right. So we'll troubleshoot that one later. So I want to say bad IC 301. Okay, that's cool. All right, so I'm gonna put that one over there. All right, and we're gonna put that's its drive, and that's its lid. That's all that. All that's happening over there. Okay. Now, while in the other, so I think maybe I made a mistake there, and that other one is actually okay. So now I want to fit that regulator back in and then swap out the transistor, and then we'll be done for the night. Yeah, I know. I know that is crazy how they did that. Um, let's just uh, let's just get this regulator back on. Yeah. How did they make that mistake? I'll never know. So that regulator, I need to just pull that regulator out, and I just need to pull that regulator out because I don't want to waste time. I have brand new regulators here, so I don't want to waste time on those. So I'll just I'm tired now. I don't know why I'm so tired. Yeah. Well, no, the regulator's the right way around. It's the transistor they screwed up. I don't know how they did that. That was pretty. They, they just needed a little bit of attention. But that will be what's wrong with this board for sure. I mean, it will be one of the things that's wrong with this board for sure. Okay, so let's just get this stuff up. Now, what I'm thinking is just my lack of understanding of resistors here let me down. So I'm not resistors, transistors. Um, so I think that this other one here is actually okay. So I'm gonna put it back in and then swap around the put it back in and then swap the transistor around. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is sorry, I don't know if you is that, am I on the right thing here? Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this back on, right? Um, so let me okay, just put a little bit of juice on this. A little bit of solder on this. I think then we should be able to just, you know, oh, that was my mistake. Yeah, that was my mistake. I put too much heat on it. Duh. Duh. It's just my fault. Okay, now. Okay, okay. All right. So just want to switch that off and then clean the tip a little bit. I'm going to use the sorry, I just want to switch this one off and this one on. Okay. Okay. All right, so that should sort that one out. Okay, now, so this one, we will need to, okay, now this one we will need to get you out of here. So you were all nicely soldered and clipped. Nicely soldered and clipped in, and then incorrectly installed. So we will resolve that in a second. Let's see how we go. Okay, so this will be a little bit different than usual because I'm actually going to pull it as we go because, why? Well, because I can actually do that with this one because I can apply pressure on it because it's freaking huge. The other times that I've done this, the times that I've had to remove these things, they're quite small, and so there's no way to actually grab onto them. So, okay, let's have a quick look. So the rightmost one has a little bit of a problem. This one's okay. Actually, we need a little bit of a. We'll need to check this shortly. Okay, so strictly speaking, apart from ripping out vias, this should come out. And it does. Okay. All right, we don't know what the state of that one is, so we don't trust it. So we're going to put in another one. We have no clue what the state of that one is, actually. Okay, so where are my other... Is this a voltage reg? I don't even know what this is. The spare one there. I don't know how many of these I bought, but I should have a few of them here. They're not under there. Might be under here somewhere. Oh no, here they are. Okay, so how many more do I have? Oh, do I only have two more? Oh boy. Well, I guess I'll have to buy more of them, I guess, because they seem to be the culprits. All right, so we know that the base is on the left. Yeah, let me have a quick look here. Oh, yeah, we're gonna place it backwards. Okay. There we go. Yes. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna put this up here. And there's my legs. All right, now more juice for you. Okay, so now, I mean, I don't expect this to work, but if it does work, I mean, it'll have been a fun experiment. So I'm just going to put this in here for a second. Just get some. Just got to get some more of that solder. Okay, now let's see what happens. Okay, so we want to get some here that will take. Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay, we're going to do that. We'll do that. Okay, need a little bit more. All right. Okay, so those are installed the right way now. And let's see. Let's see what difference that makes, if anything. Look. Oh, yeah, not. Yeah, let me see. Let me just do that. Let me just do that diode again. Um, it's not the best job, is it? It just doesn't look like it's attached at the front there. It looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it? Ooh. Here we go. That's a lot better, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So it's not. I mean, it's not. It's amazing, but it should just do the job, so that we can plug this in. All right. So now I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to move this over here. And we test that. We can test that transistor maybe at some other time just to see if it's any good. But we're going to switch this over now. If this doesn't work, we might call it a night. All right. So we're looking for probably a red light here. Oh dear. No, no LEDs at all. It's a bad night. Okay, let's just check the voltages and then we'll call it a night. Yeah, I know. I know. It's just not happening for me tonight. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. 1176, okay. So what's going on here? I mean, that Q302 does look a little dodgy, right? So, I mean, that's not good. I mean, it's probably. Right, let's just see what do we got at the base. Huh. 1172 at the collector. Yeah. Okay, that's good. And then at this collector, nothing. And here, 0.7. Then here, nothing. Okay. And then at the input of the regulator, 11, and at the output, ooh, the output, literally nothing. So that voltage regulator could be gone. Even though it looks like this was replaced too, but I mean, it's just crazy town. This is, oh, wait. Sorry, no, I'm wrong. This voltage regulator is good, 5 volts. Oh, wait, 5 volts there. Okay, 1 second now. Sorry, that voltage regulator is good. Um, yeah, that voltage regulator is, I mean, freaking amazing. 5 triple zeros. But now what's wrong? What's wrong here? So 11 volts at the collector. All right. 11. And what are you supposed to have outbound of this other collector? Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Q302 is bad. Okay, we'll check it some other day. I'm sorry, man. Nothing tonight. I'm sorry, folks. We didn't get to fix any Sega CDs tonight, but we will label this one and we'll continue it another day. You know, it just didn't work out this evening. I'm disappointed, to be honest. I thought I'd get one of them working, but just wasn't to be. Um, yeah, it just wasn't to be. So we'll do some more research on it and see what to do next. Because there must be something going on. So I'm gonna just plug this out and I'll label this one. What will I label it? I don't know what's wrong with it, so I guess I'll label it bad Q302 because that's all I can think of. All right then, take it easy, guys, and thank